Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. And before we get started with today's video, remember to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. So today's video is going to be my January mid-month wrap-up. So I have read how many books? I think I've read 12 books. Yes, I've read 12 books so far this month. So I thought it was best to do another mid-month wrap-up. I did my first mid-month wrap-up last month in December, so I will try and remember to leave that linked up above. If not, it's on my channel on the under the playlist wrap-ups, and it'll be there. And that was my first ever mid-month wrap-up because I read so many books that month, and I think I'm going to need this mid-month wrap-up this month, so that is why I'm filming this. So let's get started with the books I've read so far this month, also this year. So the first book I read was The Mother-Daughter Book Club by Heather Vogel Frederick, and I do have this one on my shelves. It is over here. So this is what it looks like. I gave it 4 stars. It was a cute middle grade contemporary, and I really liked it. Okay, so next I read Dark Tales, Beauty and the Beast, a modern retelling by Jeanne-Marie Le Prince and illustrated by Pete Katz. This was my first graphic novel, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars. And so this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and I really enjoyed this one. Next, I read Girls Save the World in this one by Ash Parsons. This is a YA contemporary about 3 friends who go to ZombieCon, which is like Comic-Con, all things zombie, like zombie shows and things like that. And then zombies turn out to be real, and they're there, and they have to stop them before they kill them. So I gave this one 5 stars. I loved this book. It was so good. Can't recommend it enough, and I really enjoyed this. So that is this one. The next book I read is The Lost Sisters by Holly Black, which is book 1.5 in the Folk of the Air series. And it is just a novella. I read it on ebook through my library. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it. It was okay. Definitely was not as good as the first book, but it was a novella, so I wasn't expecting it to be my favorite, but it was still good, and I still liked it. Next, I read In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. I read this on, I forget if I read it on ebook or audiobook from my library. I read it from my library, and I gave it 4.5 stars. It was a cute rom-com. I really enjoyed it, and I recommend this one as well. So the next book I read was The It Girl by Ruth Ware. At first, I wasn't enjoying this one all that much. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't great. But the twist at the end, last few, like 50 pages, was so good, and so I gave this book 4.5 stars. Next, I read Mixed Signals by B.K. Borison on audio from my library. I loved this book. It was a super cute romance, and the guy was just so sweet, and I loved his character so much. And I said Caleb was a golden retriever hero, and I just love him so much. This book was sweet and steamy. That was my review, and I really liked it, and I gave it 5 stars. Don't know if I mentioned that. Next, I read November 9 by Colleen Hoover, which is probably my favorite book I've read this year so far, so this month. And I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This was my first Colleen Hoover book, and it was incredible. It's about Fallon and Ben who meet up every November 9th, and they just hang out for that day, and then they don't talk, no contact until the next year on November 9th, and it is their romance, and I loved it so much. So this is definitely a book I recommend. Next, I read The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was so good. It was easy to read considering how long ago it was written, and I really enjoyed the story, and I gave it 5 stars. Next, I read In It to Win It by Sharon C. Cooper. I read this on ebook through my library. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was a good enemies to lovers second chance romance, and I really enjoyed it. Next, I read On Opposite Sides by Kat Shield. This is a Harlequin Desire, and this is an enemies to lovers, and I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I definitely recommend this. And the most recent book I read was The Heiress by Claire Delacroix, and this has a beautiful step back, And I gave this book 4.5 stars. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And I don't know if I'll read more from this author because I'm not a huge fan of historicals, but I did enjoy this, so I may pick more up from this author. But I did enjoy this and the writing style and the story. And these characters were just so amazing. And so I gave this 4.5 stars. I think I mentioned that, but I'm not sure. And that is the most recent book I read. So that is my January mid-month wrap-up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Before you go, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I will see you all next time. Bye!